We're recording in progress.
Hey,
Da,
hey,
da, da, da,
hey,
da,
this
da.
is Coach Kinsey Shae with Bobby Merwin.
Hello.
Hope you guys are having a blessed holiday season. And today we thought we would just do a play on decorating the Christmas tree of you. In
Dun, 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 dun.
So let's decorate. I figured I would get my little antlers on.
You didn't even tell me you were going to do that.
No,
You sneaky Pete. Look at you go.
that's right.
I'm looking around to see if I have anything Christmassy near me. I don't. Blast! Okay.
We're gonna do it from the presence of from the intention of pain, whether it's anguish emotionally, physically, spiritually. This is just a way to navigate it and use something we look at every day during this month to
Mhm.
really kind of self-reflect. So
Nice.
I will bring it up so that you can see it.
Let's see.
And then we're kind of
You
in.
thought you were going to.
I know.
I should be the
So
operator. Stand by. I'll transfer you
stand
now.
by. So,
There it
hey,
is.
let's decorate the tree of you. So, what does a tree represent to you, Bobby?
A tree? That's vague. A Christmas
A
tree
Christmas
represents,
tree.
okay, a Christmas tree represents season, it represents family, it represents joy.
Yep.
Whenever I see a Christmas tree, I have many thoughts. I mean, some of them are kind of negative, some of them are painful, some of them are sad, but some of them are really good. You know, I've had some fantastic Christmases. Last year, minus spending time as a kid, having Christmas when you're 12 years old and you don't have to buy things and you're unwrapping 22 presents. That's the best, right? But I mean, as an adult, I mean, last year was like the best Christmas I ever had in my life.
Right.
So
Right.
I have a lot to compare it to, but Christmas usually means season, family, joy, gatherings, um, buying stuff, buying
Well,
stuff
I mean,
online,
the
shopping.
Christmas tree really is just kind of a key component in your house. It's
Hmm.
kind of accomplishment, because you take time, you have faith, you have joy, and
Hmm.
everybody can celebrate and honor it, right?
Hmm.
So we're using the Christmas tree as a metaphor. So we have add ornaments, add twinkle lights,
Hmm.
arrange your tree branches, and place the shining star. So with the ornaments, I purposely put them off of the Christmas tree because it's self-responsibility to really arrange your ornaments in life and in with your pain, with your
Hmm.
anguish. So I'll stop sharing just for a moment where we have so ornaments, what do you think that represents? I'm putting him on the spot because I didn't even tell him what we were doing today.
No, no. I would think that the ornaments represent the basic important actions of your life. Like most people have to have a job. Most people have a significant other. Most people have a financial obligation. Those are the things because the ornaments are like, other than the pine needles or the fir needles, those are the most important or the most prevalent things on the tree. So that's the most of them. How'd I do? Did I pass your
Yeah,
test?
yeah, yeah. So ornaments, they
This
really,
is harder on the other side of this than you think, people.
I know.
This is hard on this side, okay?
So ornaments, they add beauty, they add character.
Okay.
And it's
Yes.
basically when, just like us, it's just when we're doing this together, because the pain journey
Mm-hmm.
it's not a lonely journey. So it's being open and honest in your communication. And really, that sets the foundation, just like the ornaments do. It kind of
Mm-hmm.
sets the foundation of the tree to cultivate your foundation of strength. So
Okay.
it's really being open and honest and transparent in your needs, in your struggles, and that will
Hmm.
cultivate a solid base. So you have a choice of what ornament to put on, whether it's a ceramic one, whether it's a ball. The same thing in life. You have a choice on what modalities you use to navigate
Very
your
good. Yes.
mind, your emotions, your
Hmm.
physical body. You have a choice. So you figure out your character, what works for you,
Hmm.
and you put it on
Good.
the tree. So
Very good. I like this. I like this being surprise thing. I like this being, swooped in like, okay, Bobby, I got a question for you. I'm like, sure. He said, not knowing what's coming. I mean, the world of television and the world of, doing things online, everything is scripted, and that definitely was not. I'm like, oh, okay, throw something at me. I love it. Let's go.
I know. I love doing this. And
Yes.
then
Especially to me. You love doing
next
it to
time
me, which is
you need to do
great.
it to me.
Okay.
This just to add just character and balance and to your
Hmm.
tree of life.
Yeah.
Christmas tree. So what does twinkly lights symbolize to you?
Oh, I'm gonna go shoot from the hip. The first thing that comes to me is the beautiful things in your life that you're thankful for, and they're constantly, kind of flashing in front of you and reminding you how lucky you are in your life.
Yes. So twinkly lights, it's kind of, I'm looking at this as togetherness. So
Okay.
it's like mutual support and understanding. So it's illuminating those dark corners in the room. It allows yourself to be
Okay.
vulnerable with the people that you love. And being in the space of having warmth and compassion and comfort in difficult times. It's loving people. I love this saying, loving people through their ugly. Like
I love that saying. I really do. It's something that means a lot to me, seriously. You have to
yeah,
love them through their ugly. Yep.
yeah. So when you're placing those twinkly lights on the tree of you
Hmm.
really are illuminating and creating warmth and togetherness.
Look at you, Sneaky Pete. You
I
really are
know.
illuminating. Check this out, people. Oh, God.
And
I
it's
love it.
shining light on your struggles, and what you're going through, not from a
Hmm.
victim lens, from like if you're having emotional pain regarding like you lost a loved one during the Christmas season, you can speak your truth like, I'm really having a difficult time because of this. My
Hmm.
intention is, and put it in the lens of gratitude. Like, I'm grateful for the memories. I'm grateful for you illuminate the dark with the light.
Hmm.
So it's really just embracing the compassion. If you're on the other side of it, just being that compassion, that, exuding that warmth of the light.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I love that. That is beautiful. And this is, I mean, and that is like really, you didn't write that down. That's basically off the cuff. And it
Right.
shows how we do this show. We do it from the heart and off the cuff because since we've been doing this, we started this what in like the top of the summer of this
Hmm.
year, right?
Yep.
Okay. So since then, I have moved, and my office is in a certain area of my house. And for whatever reason, I have to have a heating vent right above me. I'm asking you, can you hear that?
No.
You can't. Okay. Because I got papers blowing around on my desk right now, so I wanted to see if you could actually hear that. I've got the setting set to where, it takes out some of the ground floor noise,
Right.
but it's also baking me out in here. I'm like, yeah, it's Christmas. It's cold
Which is
outside.
needed because it's super
It's
cold
30
where
degrees
I'm
and I'm
at.
busting a sweat right now. I'm like, I need to go turn that heater off. So talk amongst yourselves.
So this is just a pure invitation to be curious like a child. Looking at the ornaments, what type of ornaments, and then looking at the twinkly lights, whether you are, having compassion for yourself and creating warmth for yourself, or, you're doing that for somebody else. Because
Hmm.
together is the healing path to pain, no matter what
Mhm.
it is. We like to think that we need to do it on our own, but vulnerability is the key
Mhm.
to
Yes.
releasing pain.
Oh, please, I'll put you on the spot. Talk a little bit more about the importance of vulnerability, because that is the thing that opens us up so that we can be exposed, that people can get in to help us. My father used to say, "No man is an island."
Hmm.
And I didn't know what that meant when I was 14 years old.
Right.
But the reason that you say that to people when they're 14 years old is by the time they get to 27, they go, "Oh, that's what that means."
Well, yeah, we get in our self-talk. We don't give ourselves compassion. We like after my car accident, where I became disabled and I had a lot of physical and a lot of emotional scars.
Hmm.
I really lost my identity of who I was. And I identified my identity of what I did as a nurse, and that was my worth. So
Hmm.
when I didn't allow space for me to be vulnerable with myself and with my needs, I was
Hmm.
stuck. I was angry. I did stuff to distract myself. I got into my chatterbox, my self-critic of nobody's going to love me. Nobody's going to understand. Nobody will want me. Nobody is going to, I don't want to be a burden. And a
Right.
lot of people with pain, they feel that they're a burden to others. But quite often, when we are vulnerable and we speak our truth, not in a victim lens, but in a
Hmm.
growth lens of forward momentum, people resonate with you. And some of the people that I released what I thought was a burden, they're like, Kinsey, you help me every day. When I don't want to get up or when I don't want to do this, I think of you, because your mess is your message. And it just owning that and holding that in it's like the ornament too. It adds character.
Did you say your mess is your message?
Yeah.
Good. I just want to make sure that people heard that.
It is
Me, English
that
speak
is a nugget.
goodness.
That is a
Nugget.
nugget. Yeah,
Hmm.
because it's your superpower. Because now, people, they identify my mess as someone they can go to when they're going through their struggles. They come to me because they know I have navigated it. They know that I have compassion for it. They know that I can illuminate the dark corners of their mind, spirit, and soul and body of it.
Hmm.
So being vulnerable is just key, and it's giving yourself permission
Hmm.
to forgive yourself. And that was the biggest one of the huge lessons in my journey is forgiveness.
Probably the most difficult one, I would say, for a majority of people.
It is.
I base my practice on acceptance and forgiveness.
Right.
And I tell people, you give me a situation, and I can tell you how acceptance and forgiveness can probably get you most of the way out, if not all the way out of that situation. So
Yeah.
being able to forgive yourself for things that you might not have done in the past. Because
Right.
we've all looked back at ourselves and went, man, I wish I would have done that. Well, you know what? You're still here. Give it a
Right.
try. Yes, I might be this age and I can't, like become an astronaut or climb Mount Everest or something like that. Okay, let's keep it within reason. I can't become a professional baseball player today,
Well,
but
yeah.
do the other things that you wanted to do. Make those a reality and a purpose. So,
Exactly. Because quite often we anchor ourselves in the what ifs or the should haves. We shit all over ourselves.
that thank you for saying that, because I've learned that as a recovery term. Don't should all over yourself.
Right. But when we can be in the present with the tree of our life and just embrace it with compassion and love and honor our needs and what we
Hmm.
need in this time and space,
Hmm.
being present in all your five senses. What do you need emotionally? What do you need? What do you need to hear? What do you need to smell? Because, I speak about this all the time with You know, sometimes just smelling something will take you right back, and it's an automatic
Hmm.
hack to reset your system
Yeah.
into a more joyful state. So, it will give you data points that the freaking breadcrumbs to get to your envisioned self. Like
Yep.
envision yourself of where you want to be, and that
Hmm.
will guide you of where you need to go. You know, the steps every day that you need to do, you know.
Yes. And you have said previously that this wasn't something that you had years ago. You didn't have these knowledge, skills, and abilities.
No,
And you had the blessing, as I use that as kind of a,
I
like
say it.
that, of having the accident that you did. And you said earlier that it, left you disabled. People would look at you now and say, oh my gosh, no, you're disabled. Where you've had, what have you had, 27 surgeries or something like that?
Well, with after my accident, I've had 23 that I remember.
Hmm.
But before that journey, you know, I had West Nile, where it led to meningitis. I had to learn how to walk. So I had some procedures with that. And then I
Yeah.
had endometriosis that ended up, that was about 8 or 10 surgeries that ended up with a hysterectomy. So, I mean, I'm pushing a lot of surgeries
Yeah,
for
I mean,
my
I've had
journey.
one, knock on wood. I've had one, okay?
Yeah.
So for me to wrap my mind around that many surgeries, because nobody says, I was thinking of what I was going to do today. I was going to paint that wall. I was going to do my taxes. Oh, I think I'll have surgery today too. That sounds great. Nobody does that.
No.
Nobody does that. So you've went through a lot, and after that accident, you were able to see a different light. You were able to feel and smell things differently than you did. I know
Mhm.
it sounds metaphorically. It might be kind of metaphorical, but it's also kind of real. Like you are sensing things differently now. And that's what we're trying to do is get you to see that if you're stuck in a rut, if you're thinking there is no way out, I'm stuck in this job, I'm stuck in this marriage, I'm stuck in this life, you're not. You
And
can take a
it's
different look and
okay that
pan
you feel
back.
that.
And it's okay that you feel, I did,
Yeah,
I have been there.
because irritation really leads to
Say
growth.
it, say it.
Irritation is an invitation to grow.
Yes. Irritation is an invitation to growth.
Yes, yes,
It is perfect. That is, I love that statement.
yes, yes. So good. Now everybody envision the tree now. So we did ornaments, we did the twinkly lights. So now we're doing the branches. So what does the branches symbolize?
Oh, this is back to me again, isn't it? I'm 0 for 2. Let's see what I can do.
You're
The
not
br-
over two.
the branches are your support system. Ooh, let's see if I can go with that one. Your support system. These are the people that, if you're doing the work, you can count on some of these people, these beings, this job to be able to help you in your life.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
The thing
oh,
is
I'm
tree
off the
branches.
schneid. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, tree branches, when you carefully arrange them, they create symmetry to put
Hmm.
the ornaments, to put the lights on. So it creates boundaries of the tree where you can anchor to. So this is, you
Hmm.
know, it is prioritizing, you know, like your self-care, prioritizing your needs and expressing
Hmm.
those to others. Um, because all the everything, the lights, the ornaments, everything is based upon how you navigate your life, how you navigate your pain. So it's really creating symmetry and harmony with cultivating boundaries. And boundaries are based on your values. So really getting to the core, to the trunk of it is,
Hmm.
yeah. So how are you, and we can take that a step further. How are
To the
you
trunk of it. Can I just, yeah.
So what is key for the trunk to be your core to be strong is how you nurture it, how you water it. So how are
Hmm.
you nurturing and watering your spirit, your body, your
Uh-huh.
soul, your
We're having fun
emotion?
with this and we giggle in between, but That's a good metaphor. That's actually true. How are you doing that? Because I remember years ago, I was, watering it with beer and late nights.
Right,
And I
right,
came to find out, a little slowly, mind you, came to find out that isn't what is actually going to water my spirit or to nurture it.
right.
So
Exactly, exactly. I'm having fun with this. I like this. I got my
you're
little.
doing good. I like this. And I love being put on the spot. It's
I
great. I
know.
can deal with it. It's like, okay, I'm wrong. I'll go with it. Let me
How
guess.
many people want Bobby to put me on the spot?
Uh-huh.
How many
Right,
Kinseyism can I come up
right in the comments below.
with? So, all right. So we got the tree decorated. So what's left? The star.
Say again.
So what's left? The
The
star.
star. The star's left.
Right. So what
Okay.
does that star represent?
That star represents your guiding light. What is your guiding light? What is guiding you on the way to your success?
Yeah. Yes. So the
What?
star is
Did I get it?
kind of like it's your shining
Yes.
star. It's your guiding light. It's what you're shooting for. This is it's how you navigate your life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when you look at after you put the star on, you bask at what you did. So this is just a key, pure
Mm-hmm.
invitation to honor and celebrate all the work that you have done. How you built your character by putting the ornaments on, how you navigate your life, how you organize your branches, how you illuminate your tree.
Mm-hmm.
The tree is you, my friend.
The
So,
tree is you.
yes, the tree is you. It really just helps you envision the whole picture when you're navigating the pain, because quite often people get stuck in the very minute things when they're dealing with pain. But when you expand your awareness to the whole picture, you can release the pain, meaning you get curious like a child to navigate it. Like I woke up with 10 out of 10 pain today, and I easily could have got anchored into the anguish and the whatever of the pain. I could have not been compassionate with myself and not put those lights on. I could easily,
Mm-hmm.
arrange my branches so they're all like screwed up. You know what I mean?
That's a cut shot right there. I can't wait to grab that one later. What is that? Walk like an Egyptian. Boop.
But instead, I identified myself that I am not my pain. My pain is a byproduct of my
Mm-hmm.
lessons I went through. But how I place my ornaments, how I place those lights of compassion for myself, how I forgive
Mm-hmm.
myself for, might have overdone it. Because the thing is when you're dealing with emotional anguish, when you're dealing with physical anguish, or even spiritual anguish, sometimes I like to think of it as the 10 cup type of
Tin,
example.
tin cup?
10, like the
10.
number
Thank you.
10.
All I heard was tin cup, like the golf movie. I'm like, all right,
No,
cool. I want to
so
hear this.
so the thing is like we have a tendency, like well, on our best day, we have 10 cups, they're fully full, and we can get
Okay.
through our day by ingesting the water, correct? It gives us
Okay.
nurture, it nurtures us, it waters us, and whatever.
All
But
right.
sometimes when you're dealing with anguish, pain, no matter how it is, you're starting off your day half a cup, all 10 of them. Or, one cup might be, a quarter full. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
this is just awareness of how to navigate your day. So for me, I got up, I meditated, I I nourished my body with food. I took Epsom salt essential oil bath. And, when I meditated, I turned on my heating blanket to, kind of warm up my bones to get myself going. And I did
Mm-hmm.
some movement. So, I mean, there are different ways that you can organize your, your ornaments, your lights and whatever. And there's no wrong way. This is a pure invitation just to be a shining light and to honor and
Hmm.
celebrate yourself. And not
Okay.
every tree branch is going to be perfect, and that's okay. It's learning the lessons, like being aware of the tree, taking a step back and
Hmm.
looking at it and say, oh, I could move it here tomorrow.
Good for you. Yes, that's exactly right. You're not going to make the perfect moves every time, and sometimes your day is going to hand you different things. I mean, how many times have we said, "Oh my God, what a day! What a day I've had."
Right.
And you're saying that because you're comparing it to other days where it didn't seem as if everything was weighing down upon you. There was a my my ex used to call me the king of the red light. I would
Mhm.
drive somewhere. If there was a red light to hit, I would hit it. But there's been times where I've went through and there's been 5 lights and I've hit them and they've all been green. So that means that every day is going to be a little bit different for you. You're not going to have the same rhythm every single day. So you
Yeah,
have
your cup.
to
Yeah,
accept, you have to accept and deal with what you have in that cup to nourish you, as you said, to
yeah.
to take that in because every day is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I like to think of it. I have a lot of, I've coached military people, and and for everybody that does, I thank you for your service. But this is,
Mhm.
um, I shouldn't say but, and the one thing that I really like about it is that I was watching this video on the Navy SEALs, and it's really good information. They're like,
Okay.
bookend your days with routines, like your morning routine and your evening routine. So sometimes
Okay.
just getting up is a win. Celebrate it. When you get up, don't leave
Yes.
your bed messy, because most often when you do, you leave the rest of your life messy. You know what I mean? It's just
Okay.
taking that to nurture yourself, make your bed, brush your teeth, do your mindfulness, whatever you choose, the ornaments that you choose to, really envelop in your tree. And,
Mhm.
you know, because you don't know what the day is going to, it might be a 10 out of 10 day where your pain is bad, emotionally, physically,
Okay.
spiritually, whatever.
Yeah. A 10
But
out of
the
10 day
thing,
of bad. Yes. Okay.
yeah, but at the end of the day, you nurtured yourself enough to make your bed. So at the end of the day, you have a neat, warm bed to embrace yourself with compassion with. And just
Mhm.
turning that perspective on just simple things, like celebrate those little things. If it, I mean, make up your routines in the morning and the evening to
Mhm.
really balance out your tree, really to balance out your anguish,
Mhm.
because quite often we try to avoid our pain. And that quite often barely happens. When we avoid it, it becomes worse. That's why it's like the cardinal thing of
Yeah.
PTSD getting worse. It because they avoid it. They avoid circumstances,
Yeah.
they avoid everything. Same thing with, addiction. If you have that affliction, or,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole with this, to be
Mhm.
quite honest.
It is factual and great that you put up that you do need to face the pain because it's not going to go away.
Hmm.
In the world of, I started out my counseling career as a drug and alcohol counselor nearly 20 years ago.
Hmm.
And what I was told was that, you have to face those situations. I just had the statement that I wanted and it left me. And that's the lovely thing of going and doing this live because it's like, nope, there's no cut shots. You got to do this for real. But no, you
Did
got to
that on purpose, because
face your
in life,
situations.
yeah, because
It'll
in
it'll come to me
life,
in a second. Oh my God.
you don't get to edit it right as you're going through it. You live it, and then
Mm-hmm.
you reflect upon it, you
Right.
accept and you acknowledge, and you keep trucking. You act, accept, assess, and then you
Mm-hmm.
readjust.
Yep.
It's, it's
That's what
just,
we're doing.
yeah.
That's what we're doing now. Like you with the tree and, springing that stuff on me. I'm like, okay, let's go. Come on. You know,
I know. I always
but
have quirky ideas.
I love that. I loved it. That was great. That was
So,
great.
so I just want people to know that you are your own rescue. You have the power inside of yourself to navigate your life.
Mm-hmm.
We often feel that we are our circumstances, but events happen. How we react to them determines our outcome. So what is your
Mm-hmm.
reaction?
I
What is
remember what I was going to say now.
what?
I remember what I was going to say now.
Go ahead, go.
I had a senior moment. Huh? What? Hey.
And that's okay.
When you're taking that time, when you're trying to do other things that are negative to dismiss your pain, a la drinking, using drugs, nefarious behavior, whatever, we call that telescoping time.
Yeah.
So you started all this behavior at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You did it until 10 p.m. Hooray! You felt no pain. You were high. You were drunk. Whatever. Hey, guess what's there for you when you get up tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's that plus another 1% because you didn't deal with it.
Right.
There was a bill that you didn't pay. There was a person that you didn't call back. There was a job you didn't show up to because you decided to have no pain at that moment, or you're actually going to have more pain at the end. So it's best if the dragon is coming at you, just gotta fight.
The thing is like when you decide on what you're going to do to navigate your pain, really ask yourself, what is the cost of this? Because quite often the cost will delay it for a short period of time, but the pain will build up and it will be there waiting for you in the morning. But if you choose to face the cost of it right in the moment, being aware, being reflective, taking time to do movement, to do mindfulness, to, make your bed or just do simple things or do a puzzle. There are positive ways to distract yourself. But
Yes,
for
that is
me,
true.
because I'm not going to say that I didn't in my journey that I didn't drink, that I didn't smoke, that I didn't do things to get away from my pain because it was just so freaking painful. But I realized that it was compounding. My pain was progressively getting worse. My
Yes.
mindset was getting worse, and
Mm-hmm.
I could barely do life. So when I
Right.
focused on setting these bumper rails like morning and night, focusing on my gratitude, focusing on doing movement, I don't care if you might be like, I can't do anything. Well, can't or won't. Can't
Yep.
or won't.
One of my
Because
favorite statements. Can't or won't.
after my car accident, I
Mm-hmm.
was in a wheelchair, but I did chair yoga. It hurt like hell, but if I wouldn't have done it, I probably still would be in a wheelchair.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's why I say be curious like a child. Like, I mean, when a kiddo is decorating their tree, they're just throwing shit up
Yep.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that they don't get into their negative self-talk. They don't get into any
No.
of that.
They don't overanalyze.
Yeah.
No.
And so I'm just inviting you to be curious like a child.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give yourself permission, get out of the lens of this is stupid, I'm not a kid, I'm not whatever. Because you know what? You are the person through that is holding you back so you
Mm-hmm.
can't pass through that door. You're stopping yourself.
Yep. That is exactly right. And you were saying something about you used to do this and you used to do this. There's an adage that says people do the best they can with what they know. Without exaggeration, it took me over 2 years to accept that statement. I had one of my professors say it to me in college, and I just went, bullshit. People know to stop at a stop sign. They don't. They don't do the best they can with what they know. And then it was a couple years later where I was talking to my supervisor when I was seeing one of my clients. Blah, blah, blah. She's doing this and doing this. But she's doing the best she can with, oh my God, she's doing the best she can with what she knows. And it was just boom, it just hit me. And I'm like, yep. So at that moment, you were doing the best you could with what you knew. Meaning, like, you might have known something a little bit more, but this is what you know. Meaning, like, this is the pattern that you have, so that's what I'm going to do. So we're saying, let's break you a little bit out of that pattern. Let's expose you a little bit more to this over here. And then you can do that and then go, all right, let's make a comparison. Did that work better than a 12-pack, a pack of cigarettes, and being out at the bar until 1 in the morning?
Mhm.
I got $1 says it does.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
there you
I
go.
mean,
What's our time at? I can't keep track of our time. I'm usually our timer.
I know I forgot to start the timer, so
Well,
I got so
it's been a
excited about
while. Let me tell you, it's
I
been
got
a
so excited
while.
about the tree.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to do this because I've really been seeing a lot of things with pain on social media. I've
Mm,
really been seeing, even with people I've been talking to, whether it be emotional pain and whatever, or physical pain.
hmm
So I really, this was just on my heart, to really shine a light and with compassion and care that you're
Uh,
not alone,
yeah,
and
you're not
that
alone.
your journey is your journey, and what are the lessons in your journey,
hmm
because your mess is your message and it's your superpower. So if you shift your lens, um, and really look at your tree of life and let it bask in the twinkly lights, your shining star,
Ask,
you know,
ask in the twinkly lights.
yeah, just
Hmm
have compassion with yourself. It's just, and that requires communication, healthy communication. Like, if you have physical pain like I do, I can't, you know, physically it's difficult for me to do, like, I can't hike this treacherous whatever to see all these twinkly lights, right? Um,
Right.
but I can get in a car and we can drive through a twinkly light thing where I'm not going to be
hmm
in the cold and be in pain. So it's
Right.
it's expressing your needs and
Okay.
meeting in the middle. And if it's just because your loved ones want to do that, they can do that. And it doesn't mean anything if you have to sit it out, or just go and walk 5 minutes and then wait for them in the car. There's ways to maneuver and navigate pain. And a lot of times people will think they're a burden, and they'll apologize for it. And I really invite people not to apologize what they're going through, just express your needs, and the people will filter in and out of your life that
hmm
truly care and love you. Um,
Exactly. And I can't, emphasize that more because I'm dealing with a client right now who's aged and is having problems with his legs. And he always apologizes to his wife because she needs to do stuff for him sometimes. I'm like, don't do that. Just be thankful, express your needs, and you'll get through it.
Even like when you feel the need to apologize, just say, I appreciate you.
Yes. I
I
told him to say
appreciate you.
thank you instead of I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Hey, I got the seal of approval. Yes, from Kinsey.
Yeah.
Result, and I got at least a 50 on my test, by golly. That's how I got through college.
We're
Hello.
all in our journey of life, and it's okay no matter where you're at. It's okay. We're
Yep.
all part of the human condition, and it doesn't function sometimes on all cylinders. It
hmm
doesn't have, our cups aren't always full or overflowing.
hmm Yeah. Yes.
So it is okay. And
Yes.
with pain, it's just releasing it to something greater than you. Which is surrender. I really want to put that in. Sometimes you have to surrender to it, whether that be God, the universe, however. I don't care if it's a chair, um just
hmm
something. Surrender it to something outside of yourself, meaning greater than you. You know what
Yep.
I mean? Does that make sense?
It does. Every time I would run a group, I would say the same thing you did, and what I always used was the doorknob because there's always a doorknob everywhere you go.
Right.
I don't care if you have to surrender to the doorknob. Just surrender.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be happier on the other side of your suffering of what you're doing now.
Right.
So.
Yep. Yep.
Good. Well,
So I've hoped
that was
everybody
awesome.
liked the tree, the Christmas, lighting your Christmas tree of you, with the lens of pain.
Yes. I
So-
hope everybody liked me being put on the spot. I loved that myself personally. I did. I'm like, okay, let's see if we can pick Kinsey's brain. Let's go. So, yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, be your quirky self. Put your little antler ears and just be you. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you next week. And
Yes.
be passionate, my friends. Bask in that glow.
Take a glowing tree wherever you need to go and just feel, look at my glow. Here is my glow.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
See you next week.
Bye, everybody.